Yo, what up, everybody? We're the Melanated Anime Club. We are back. So far I'm averaging one show a month this year so far. And, let's keep it up.
We're glad to have you here, though. It's good to be here.
I am too. It's good to see that you're well.
Yeah, you as well, Matt. I am constantly thinking you're almost dead. So I'm glad to see that you're doing well.
You would be correct.
Well, shit, dude, we have so much to go over. I know that I personally have been gone for a minute. On Sundays,
yes.
I've been working at Dave & Buster's. This is my Sunday work shirt that I've never worn.
Ooh, okay.
But been watching
You've never
football.
worn your Sunday work shirt?
No, because I wear my Rams shirt, and every time I wore a Rams shirt to work on a Sunday at that Dave & Buster's, the Rams have won a football game. So I had never.
And what did you
shirt.
do? And what did you do?
I took us all the way to the championship.
OBJ better sign your DMs and say,
I took us
all
the way. I took us all the way to the Super Bowl championship.
You didn't actually count for the ACL though.
When did this
I did go step outside and I was taking a little puff break when that did happen, so I didn't see it. That was on me. I'm sorry.
Wow.
No. I get it. No, you didn't know at the time.
We were up. We were up by a lot, so I was not worried at all.
You see what you did do though? You got someone moonwalked.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Moonwalked.
If I can just tell you a quick story, just a moment of being in LA, being at the Dave & Buster's. That's literally in the shopping center. There is a shuttle that takes people to SoFi Stadium, of just like the craziness that was that day, because like people that came in a couple hours early to camp out, they were there. You're expecting them, but then like this family of like 12 like Bengals fans just like walked in and kind of settled themselves in the middle of everything.
Wow.
Because they wanted to yell "Who Dey" at everyone, which we'll get into what that is.
Okay, I don't know what that.
I'll tell you right now. Los Angeles never figured out who they were at all, not even once. So that's a different story though. Just it's LA. Everyone's from LA. Everyone's kind of doing their thing. The beginning of the game was a pretty solid back and forth until the Rams scored, missed that field goal. Whatever happened there. It was all kind of crazy after that, but like the energy was great. The Rams are up. We get to halftime. The place fucking goes nuts. Like one dude had to get like picked up and dragged out by a security officer. He had drank a couple towers before this.
Which team were they supporting? The person that got dragged out?
They were Rams fans, but it was just like we had a game going on where we had the different tables make a bet on whether or not artists were going to play certain songs for halftime, and then like one of the breakers was. Right. Who's the first artist in the first song, the last artist in the last song. And the guy got it right. The guy got it right. He was so excited that they opened up with next episode that I guess he just started yelling "Where the bitch is at" or something. I don't know what happened. But he started going like a little too wild. The security's like, "Yo, calm down." And then we saw like 3 security guards and the manager walk up. You know it's serious when the manager takes his face mask down. So he's like, "No, I'm paying attention."
Oh, no. You need to hear me.
Like I knew something was up. I knew something was up when the manager pulled his mask down. But then all of a sudden you see the guy just start going, and then one fell swoop. The big security dude just grabbed him, and like the dude just dead weights him. As soon as he gets picked up, he goes down. But the guy swings him, and then somebody at his table starts like swinging on the security guard.
Oh no!
But the other security guard, because again the way it's set up is just like I kind of tell the people next to the table, I'm like, hey, something might happen here. Just scoot in because they're gonna bum rush him through that door, and they sure did. But the guy that was dead weighted, as his homies were like kind of like pushing and shoving the guy, dead weight guy, his head hits the door frame, and so he goes from faking limp to like limp. It's just a wild situation. But like as
I've been an activist, limp, go limp, go limp.
But after that, like, you know, because we're still in the opening, like I distinctly remember like him going out, and then we heard like it was like the piano riff of like Gin and Juice started playing. Snoop didn't do Gin and Juice, that was also on the forum. But they teased it for a second. But by the time Mary J was on, like everyone forgot about that dude at that table. There was like a family that was like waiting for a place to open. They just came in and took those seats, like just so seamlessly transitioned. And then I just remember having that moment. When 50 Cent came out, everyone's like, I was like, this was not who I was expecting. I was expecting the game. It's LA as fuck.
Right.
So I was expecting
LA. That should have been what happened.
I was expecting hologram Nipsey. I wasn't expecting hologram Tupac, but Nipsey was what I was expecting. If they were going to go that, if they were going to go that,
didn't want to invest in hologram money for whatever reason.
But also for some, and for some, like I was happy that they had Anderson .Paak playing the drums. I love Anderson .Paak. Glad to see him there.
That's cool. Yeah.
But there was part of me that was expecting like Exhibit, like like Ice Cube. I just wanted to see like all the West. I wanted to see all of because especially because they announced like maybe the day before that Snoop had acquired Death Row.
Yeah. Around that time. You wanted an Easy E hologram, is what you're saying?
No. I mean, I know we're never gonna get an Easy.
I said you wanted it, not that we would get it.
Again. If I wanted anyone's hologram, it was the Nipsey hologram. I wanted that because that's what the city would needed.
Yes.
Or my Kobe. Opinion. Well, that's what I was gonna say. It's gonna be a Nipsey, it's gonna be a Nipsey, Kobe, and Tupac. All three of them just
all of them just like.
Yeah.
Just cripping.
Apparently, maybe not. The chat wants Ice Cube.
No, that's real. I mean, Ice Cube is a future. Now that this has been broken, Ice Cube is definitely a future performer. But we kind of have to think about this because how many Ice Cube songs can we play at halftime? I legitimately thought in my mind
it was a good day. That's one. So you could actually just do that whole song. That whole song.
But this brings me back. This brings me back to that clip. There's a clip of all that from like when we were kids, and he's playing "We Be Clubbin'," the song that he wrote for the Players Club, and it's literally just a bunch of kids just like "We Be Clubbin'," and they're just like little white kids. Just it's the best. I'm gonna see if I can find that. I'm gonna see if I can find it and play it for y'all.
Kids bop "We Be Clubbin'."
No, it's Ice Cube doing "We Be Clubbin'" on all that stage with like children.
Is it on the? Oh,
I didn't know that I needed to see something like that in my life, but I need to see that.
Yeah, I'll pull it up now. I'll pull it up.
Some other things I didn't know I need to see. Have y'all read Sakamoto Days?
Today? I have not caught up with Sakamoto.
Okay, that whole chapter, just this like page like 59 or whatever is 16 to 18. Okay, the last page. I didn't know I needed that in my life.
All right, hold on. We got this up here.
Oh, here we go.
Shake it off, shake it off, take it off, break it off, break it off, break it soft, shake it off, shake it off, take it off, break it off.
Oh my God.
That's Obama's America right there.
My favorite is like the kid on the left with the blue shirt. He just.
If I ever saw,
and he goes to verse 2. Like they go into.
Can you play my record one more time?
One more time.
Why does it look like Ice Cube got hired for a podcast?
Everybody in the world love to go clubbing, and after the club, see the breakfast, I love it.
I guess it's funny because this is before he was doing kids movies.
Right, so it's really hip kids in the early 90s.
So I'm taking him to the Marriott after the club, and the kids are just like,
look at the orange.
That's falling off. Like the black kid is like, why are we the black kids are like, why are we doing this?
Zheryk right there is just vibing. Oh no, okay.
He's bobbing his head.
White chocolate up there in the front.
Take it off, 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 take it off. Is he telling that kid to take it off? What is happening?
Shake it off, shake it off,
take it off, shake it off, take it off. Make it soft is the line. It's still going on. This is the third.
This is on
the third verse.
What is on? There's a hype man.
Show me love up in the club.
Show me love up in the club.
Show me love up in the club. Ladies, show me love up in the club. I might spin a dub.
I want to know the producer who pitched this. Like,
yo, I want to meet any of those kids. I want to meet any of those kids and see where they're at in life.
See, that's the podcast we need right there. Like, what happened to that crew? Because that was shot in LA. And there is just plenty of kids who are dancers who could have been up there. But no, we just got the cast and crew's kids.
I'll be honest with you. I probably have done improv with at least one of those kids out here. Like, I'm not. Not a joke.
Statistically
Legitimately.
speaking,
Not a joke. Just odds.
Yeah, odds are I am
Just good odds.
Shit, what were we even talking about before?
I was trying to sneak
you
in
talking about Super
Sakamoto
Bowl?
days.
Right.
Yeah,
You know, how
and
you haven't
like
been here,
the wild afternoon, and like because where you've been, and that's why you're wearing the shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
and that's been the first 12 minutes of our show.
It's been amazing. We missed so much. None of y'all read off Sakamoto days. I can't talk about it.
I'm sorry. I need to catch up. It's been a lot.
Let's just hit that and go. It's good, y'all.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
good.
be 100. The last. Go ahead.
What was the last chapter that thing you remember in Sakamoto days?
Shit, I don't remember, man. It's been a minute.
Dude,
I'll be honest with you. Like since like January,
feel like they're catch up to One Piece.
No, I know it's gonna feel great. I have about 10 chapters to catch up on. Yeah, because like what I've been doing is we've been doing watching all these football games, and again the playoffs were just fantastic in football. I don't really talk about football. I haven't really cared about football, but because of work, this last playoffs have been fantastic. But I've been kind of sneaking off between my halftime, between the 2 game breaks when I get food, and I've been reading One Piece and My Hero Academia in that time frame. So I just haven't had time to. I have Sakamoto and I have Mashal to catch. I haven't catch up. I have like 30 chapters.
Mashal hit 100.
I know I have like 30 chapters to catch up.
Sorry, no, it's coming. It's coming up to hit 100.
Yeah,
I apologize. 97 right now, which is wild.
Yeah, I started.
Congrats, dude. You picked a good one.
Yeah,
from the beginning.
You picked A. No, that was a different series of things that we picked, wasn't it? Because you picked A Gravity Boys. That was Dolphin and Cop, and that one's been canceled.
Yeah, that one was good. That's not a solid one.
Here's the thing: Spy X Family is getting an anime adaptation.
Nice, dude. Nice. That should be cool. I don't think Cop and Dolphin's going to be anything more than like a cult classic, if that. But I do hope they pick it back up.
Animated.
Nah, but I do hope that they pick the manga back up because I want to see where like teenage girl where she grows up now, where that goes. So
right, is there a second generation?
It seems like they set it all up for it to do something. So maybe we Boruto it.
Speaking of which, this day is doubly glorious because we both got our monthlies and our weeklies on the same day. Speaking of Boruto, haven't read it, just know it's out.
Yeah,
Boruto's a monthly.
Boruto is a monthly, February 20th.
Dragon Ball Super,
along with Jujutsu Kaisen, which I am probably going to start soon.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna wait for the movie. I'm gonna wait for the movie. In fact, we're probably gonna see it together.
Palette cleanse. Still need the palette cleanse from JoJo.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, Matt. How far did you get into JoJo?
So I am up to the point where the next series starts. And I think I have 2 series left on Netflix.
You have Golden Wind, right?
I believe that's what I'm starting.
So you have Golden Wind and you have to watch Stone Ocean.
If I have 2 more left over, yeah.
Okay.
So I need a palette cleanse before I jump in because pattern up to now, I need to chill. That's what I know up until now. I'm going to assume it's going to be that same. So let me chill. I know what it is. Let me go somewhere else, get a different experience. Let it be different than the general malaise of my life. And come back.
I'm only like 4 or 5 episodes into Golden Wind. It is very different than Diamond is Unbreakable.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Which is very different than the others.
Which way are you saying very different though?
I haven't watched
general positive.
I haven't watched enough to really have an opinion. Like I said, I'm only like 5 episodes deep. It's a lot of like.
Are there going to be weird disappearing babies or white babies?
No,
I don't know about all that yet. But
I'll tell you that there's no weird disappearing babies.
All I've really gotten so far is that there's been a fusing of the bloodlines, and this is wacky. Like that's all I've really gotten. Like no one really makes sense.
Okay. Not so much spoil. They really don't even go into it.
Right. They just know that it happened, and everyone's a little they're a little bit weird because of it. If that makes sense. Like
yes. Okay. So it's like a certain generation was born, and they did a whole bunch of bad things, and their children are now picking it up. And then they're realizing, like, yo,
no, not even.
Not
even. You're
so it's the next grandkids.
You're too much.
No. Let me just say, like, so the main character in Golden Wind is technically both both a Joestar and Dio's son.
So they're
like
Brando
while
and
Dio was in Egypt and had Joestar's body, he fathered a child. So that child
because the fused
Joestar bloodline and Dio
and the Dio bloodline because he had the body and it's all the weird juju-ness. Okay.
Well, there's blood. There's blood transfusion.
So
that's where we get at. But it doesn't really get addressed. We just know that it happened.
Yeah, again, what I've seen so far, nothing really.
I'm gonna tell you, as someone who's watched all of Golden Wind, it doesn't get addressed.
All I've seen is that someone who's related, who may be related to someone we've seen before, is doing something, and that's all about where I'm at. I don't think they've fully said that it's that person's descendant.
Okay,
but I'm pretty sure it's someone we've seen.
I'm not going to say anything else.
Descendant, yeah. I know Wes knows what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to go any further than where I'm at.
Well, either way, it sounds like it's at a point where it's far enough from what I've just been through that just jumping to a different series and maybe finishing it, like say Attack on Titan, and coming back, I should be able to probably be like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah, you can take a break. You've done a lot.
Yeah. Thank you for acknowledging that. I went from A Gravity Boys to JoJo. Wild year.
You finished A Gravity Boys?
No, I just went from that. It was like I did it, had the experience. The trauma's still there. I left it, didn't address it. That means I didn't finish the series, and I won't. So it's going to remain unaddressed. And I went to JoJo, and that is where I worked out the weird traumas of A Gravity Boys by finishing. It's a weird thing I did to myself.
Right on. So we've been here for about 20 minutes.
Hit me? Have you hit me yet? Nope.
No.
I was working on it.
No, I was actually about to hit something else.
Okay.
So that being said, it's about that time. If you've got it, let's load it, roll it, spark it.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what time it is. I spilled some syrup on myself.
Oh no!
A person lives a life.
What can you do?
A person lives a life.
All right. So look, I know why y'all all came here. There's the one thing that we started off doing this with, and we've been talking for about 20 minutes, and we haven't even hit this yet. So you know what?
Never gets old.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, bitch.
No.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
No. What's going on here?
I just got excited and I said, yeah, bitch. And y'all were like, no, I don't say that.
I said it, though.
Anyway, One Piece is crazy right now.
Yo, it's fucking
what was the
wild.
last chapter that you remember talking about?
Shit, bitch. Man. I think the last time we talked, I believe It was the Zoro King fight, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Okay.
And King just got taken down, and then we watched the Queen saga, not the Queen, the Big Mom saga, essentially go down. So,
okay, have we talked about? So there's a lot to cover then. So
before we jump in here, I got the question we got to ask: where's Basil Hawkins?
Dead.
But
is he dead?
Who cares?
Either dead or whited out. Like that's just.
Where was he? The last time we saw him, he was fighting Killer.
Killer took him out.
Yeah.
We don't know if he killed him, or he just,
he's off the board. He's done. He is done. Basil Hawkins got beat by Killer.
And then because Killer, he's dead too.
No, last time we saw him, he was running with
numbers.
CP0.
He could flee.
Yeah. And we were uncertain if that number was that previous samurai we saw in the past.
Yeah, I'm still not sure about that.
Saki or whatever.
Right.
But I do know this is another like kind of side part is that I do remember Fuku Rokuju was on fire and on the ground. That was a thing, right?
Oh yeah, that was a thing.
And our boy
Rizo
is holding him with the paralysis jutsu, getting burned a la Odin style.
Wow,
it's like, release it or we both die. And it's like,
he's like,
nothing.
Just like,
got you, bitch.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna quit saying bitch. Y'all don't like that.
And let's not forget also that Kuromasaki, aka Hiyori, has why can't I think of his name?
No, not Orochi.
Orochi, has Orochi in the basement, just lulling him to sleep with a song.
Okay.
Oh, that's right, because she's playing in the background the guitar,
the shamisen.
And then amping up the effects.
And then what was up with the fire snakes being controlled by Orochi? Wasn't that a thing? Didn't they confirm that?
Oh, the Senkuzen or whatever that big monster fire thing was.
Yeah, the sentient flame.
Yeah,
that was being controlled by like the soul of Kanjuro.
Right. There's the will to
last order from Orochi.
Yeah.
I got you. Because I was like, why was he calling up? That makes sense. Okay.
It's just his last little bit of will. And I think what we're supposed to know is that the electromagnetic cannon from A1, Yonko, Killer Kid, took both out, Big Mom and the big monster fireball.
So let's get to the other big thing that happened.
The Pump Gibson.
The fight between Big Mom, Law, and Captain Eustace Kid had resulted in Big Mom's defeat. Not death, but defeat.
Definite defeat.
Because it's Big Mom. Like her power is too OP for like her to be dead.
You even saw it when she was running away. Like at the very last moment when she's about to be taken off the board, she says, "Oh, this tickle." She's like just boasting to instill the fear in people so that she can steal their life and keep herself alive while she runs away. Yeah. Didn't work on two people, Kid and Law. But all the little minions got a little bit. She took it from them though.
But she didn't, and that was the whole thing because Law put that silence on her, and that's why she couldn't say things at the end. So she couldn't call out to her people.
But it was after she got some though. So she got enough.
She got a little bit to fix her arm.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, but she's still
alive.
Okay, I thought you said when she got taken out, and I was like, oh no.
No. This is before she got silenced. Everything, before she got silenced.
I'm with you.
Her last little bit gasp of like, you think you got me? No, I'm still Big Mom because she it's based off fear. She could take it. Kid and Law have just put in 3 chapters of work. They're like, no, you're done. And then we get it all just wrapped up like the bosses that they are. Law takes out Misery with just a single cut. And then Runes. So I think that this is another hockey like.
I actually gotta bring this up. I need another breakdown of Lost Powers because like the feats he was pulling off just seemed random and so well placed.
So I think that's his whole thing, though, right? He's surgical. So I think his ability is he has his room, and then he can kind of do pretty much anything in that room. But from what I gathered,
anything that is in that room.
Right now, I do think that this R room that he did, that might be his awakened room, and he might have a whole new skill of abilities in there. That's why he's able to silence and do other things. So I think that we both saw Law and Kid's awakened abilities in this battle. Yeah, and that's how they were able to do it. So I think that's what we saw with Law. And I do think that it was just brilliant, the silence, because now Big Mom couldn't call Hera.
And it was a callback to Corazon.
Right, no,
Corazon.
That was it was a callback to Corazon, but also like Hera was her replacement for Zeus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like, excuse me, none of her homies could help her. No one could hear her. That was awesome. Right. And also, I think she fell into the ocean. If she fell into the ocean, ain't nobody pulling her up.
I don't think she's on the ocean. I think she's on in the hole that was put into Wano by
Law's ever expanding sword.
The Punk Gibson.
No, that wasn't Punk Gibson.
Big Willie. His Big Willie.
He stabbed Big Mom in the stomach, and
with his Big Willie
extended. Yes,
his Big Willie got so large.
I'm not saying
he said Big Willie. He said Big Willie style. I know, we know, dude.
Yeah. I didn't say Big Willie style.
I don't want to acknowledge it right now. I'm just acknowledging the action, not the name.
Big Willie D.
That was on Matt.
I am happy.
Anyway, he stabs Big Mom in the stomach, just goes straight through her, and like creates a crater into the earth through Onigashima, straight down into Wano, and like creates a hole. And it's just like, it has to go deeper. And I'm just like, what exactly is he doing? And I just feel like it wasn't explained. It just happened.
Yep.
That's all I wanted to get off.
Mm-hmm. I have no context as to why his Big Willie D needed to be so large. No? Damn.
None for the first 20 minutes, but you were just on a roll now.
Yeah, I needed that one.
Have your coffee.
So you just say dumb shit to go get food?
Just now, yeah.
I do the same thing. Don't worry.
I mean, so yes, I don't know what that was. There was a lot that I think Oda was subtexting right there. But I do agree that Law is like, yo, I have this room ability, right? I can use it out here, but I can also apply it to anything. So I'm going to apply my room just around you, and it controls everything in there. So there's no silence.
You
all right?
I'm good.
Get back to your explanation.
I was done.
What's happening in your background, man?
I don't know. And I'm worried because music is playing. I thought it came from you guys.
Just a bunch of light. Okay, just a bunch of red and orange lights in the back. Keep the TV on, yeah.
Oh, my TV? That light, that's a TV.
Okay.
God damn it, man.
I thought there was a fire in your apartment for a second.
Yeah, we were like a demon possession.
So just after King gets his butt whooped, he does like this whole flashback thing of like Joe Boy, etc., etc. We made it before. I'm just trying to segue and get away from me.
Now a couple chapters back, there was a moment where I believe it was was it the Gorosei? Someone was like, oh, that they kind of like talked about Zoe and said that devil fruit is
true. See, that again wasn't clear. I feel like they were talking. They said that there was a devil fruit that they changed the name of to erase it from the history books. Yes.
And they make you think it's the Gumu no Mi. Like that. That's what I mean.
It's either that or referring to that Zoe could be like.
I think it was referring to Zunisha itself, but I think it's also a deflection, and it really is about the Opie no Mi.
It could be
the Opie no Mi also makes sense. Now, my question is this: they've teased it for such a long time. What was the crime that Zunisha did 800 years ago?
9,000.
I don't know.
8,000, whatever.
It was a long time ago, and two different.
It was right after the. It was right after the 100 years.
Just before the voice entry.
The voice entry, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. But we'll get that fed up too. So shit, man. Like,
it's all being cheesed. I'm just like, I want more.
Yeah, when we get the crew back, I want the crew back together now. We need to get them to reunite and then kind of restructure
Luffy versus Kaido.
I don't know if that's going to get resolved.
Yeah, I mean, everyone
in a way that we like.
Yeah,
because we haven't seen the fight, and the last time we saw it, Luffy is basically practicing applying Conqueror's Haki to his legs and arms and stuff like that. And they're just joyfully fighting each other, just like we saw with Blackbeard and not Blackbeard, sorry,
Whitebeard,
Roger and Whitebeard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's weird, man. Like they're all just leveling up right now.
Yeah, and I do think that we're gonna have like the fall of Big Mom is definitely gonna be a big deal here. And again, we never really saw much of her family do anything.
Ferris Sparrow's the only thing left. Only person left.
Well, that was the only person we saw.
Only person that came up after the initial fall.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
After Olin happened, there was no word of like.
Where are they?
The old squeezy juice girl. She's supposed to be here and she ain't around. So
yeah, the only thing we get about them is they're on the cover. They're the cover art now. After we had a couple of those, we now see what happened.
Well, that's bad. That was Mott Door and fucking
the
cheese guy, which I think is Mott Door.
Yeah, or is it the oven dude?
Mott Door has
possibility. There's too many of them. Fuck them.
That's a big family.
The book boy got him.
Mott Door.
Book boy did get him, but they did show Big Mom winning against those two brothers.
Yeah,
and their memory. Yeah.
Yuji and
I do
Yanji.
Mm-hmm.
It's to erase that fruit's name from the annals of history, isn't it?
And I mean, they want you to believe that because like of what we already found out, like 12 or 15 chapters ago with the Who's Who being an ex CP agent who was in charge of getting the
Gomu no Mi.
Yep, to the world government or transferring it from
transferring
one to another, but was stolen by Shanks and accidentally by Luffy. So I mean, there's still like mystery there. So like, there's definitely like.
Is that what was renamed?
Did they ever reveal who's unmasked face?
No.
Okay, because like I kind of forgot about that, but CP0 is still running around, and they're after Nico, but they're probably after him too.
Yeah,
they are after him.
That was a secondary,
and they're probably after Frankie.
They have not mentioned.
We have to Robin
because Cuddy Flam has not been mentioned in a minute. He's fine with numbers, Frankie.
No, but like, yeah,
that's Frankie's real name. But Frankie hasn't been around since the numbers, right?
No, Frankie
is running. Right he's running towards Zoro.
He's running towards Zoro, trying to find him. Yeah.
Right. And Zoro just fell off of like a higher level down to something else.
And he's still
which I think is when
it looks like Zoro's on death's door because he literally sees death. And he's like, well, my body can't move.
And it's not Brooke. Because we see Brooke and Robin running from CP0 together.
I would love it just to be like, oh, this is Brooke's like
his spirit.
It's like Brooke's like his awakened form.
Oh, that would have been
cool. He project himself.
The spirit of music or something like that.
Because he has been doing that of like I can send my spirit elsewhere and do reconnaissance and stuff, or when like I jam, I'm like projecting.
And then I believe Chopper went from being Chibi Chopper to being back to regular Chopper.
Yes,
he's regular Chopper, and he immediately thought about the damage that Zoro was supposed to have afterwards, and then we see Zoro see the image of death.
Death, yeah.
Yeah, I can't move my body. No. Yeah.
And then I hear Soge King's probably going to be making a reappearance soon. Usopp's going to need some help, so
they do need their power up.
So I'm imagining Soge King, the Awaken,
I would love it.
The hockey infused Soge King would be a great move. And then,
it's been too long since we have seen Soge King. I appreciate the glow up of Usopp in this new generation, but Soge King is where it's at. We all know Soge King.
But what would bring, because like he's been hit in the face a lot, so that portends Soge King, to me at least.
Mm-hmm.
Man, so Soge King came first time in episode 257. So that would be 2006. So I want the 15-year later remix of whatever the Soge King song is about to be. I want the full BTS. It'll probably be Arashi. Give me the full boy band anime intro.
No, not boy band. King. Really? I mean, that is now. I guess
at this point, it doesn't matter what it is as long as we get it.
Yeah,
true.
Give us Japanese Diplo's remix of the original Soge King song.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, but
you know what? What if we're talking about both things? So when they say no, that's impossible. That fruit is only a legend now, even to us. It has not awakened for centuries upon centuries. Then why would the world government bother to give that one specific fruit another name? Now, what do we call Zoe?
Zoe.
Why don't we call it Zunisha?
Because Zoe is the name of the place and Zunisha is the name of the elephant.
I thought they were one and the same.
No. A city is different than a person. Onigashima is different than Wano.
Yeah, that's two different locations.
No, it's a city on a state. So it's like Chicago is different than Illinois, but it's also still in Illinois.
True.
They're not different locations. It's just one's more specific.
I really thought they referred to Zoe as Zunisha.
I'm going to hit you with this.
The point I'm making is that in the most recent chapter, Momo said that Zunisha was in Joy Boy's crew, aka Nakama. So, did they rename Zunisha, or did they name it Zoe because Zunisha was in Joy Boy's crew and they needed to hide them?
So you think Zunisha is a devil fruit?
User, yes.
Okay. It's possible.
It's possible.
However, the fruit that they could also be talking about is a fruit that we're familiar with, that to our knowledge, the world government isn't aware of, and that would be the Goro Goro no Mi. That would be Enel's fruit, because to our knowledge, the world government is not aware of Enel.
Expound.
So Enel's just going to show up? Like what's
no, I don't think Enel's going to show up, but I don't know. For me personally, all of y'all know Skypiea is my favorite arc of OG One Piece, right? And I feel like there's a lot that's been added there since Skypiea
that should connect
ties back to it. The main one being the first. Well, no, the main one for me being Joy Boy. The first signing, the first time we saw Joy Boy as not a concept. I guess technically in Alabasta we saw Joy Boy, but it wasn't quite the same level as it was the first time they see him in the wild. Was in Alabasta. So I do think Joy Boy. I do think the winged people, like what you said with King, kind of coming back. I do think that we're going to get our parallel soon, if that makes sense. Because you know how everyone's saying like the new world post time skip all kind of parallels an arc from previously in the time skip.
Yes.
And in my opinion, Skypiea hasn't really gotten that yet. I do think Elbaf has the potential being a land of mythology and fables.
Is that happening though? Is that happening?
None of us fucking know. That's really the truth. None of us fucking know. And I don't think
want it so bad.
I don't think a fruit is powerful as the Goro Goro no Mi. I don't think an ability that powerful. Something that was introduced as the most powerful fruit that only Luffy's fruit had the weakness for. You know what I mean? I think that's going to come back into play somewhere. Whether that's the Blackbeard Pirates get a hold of it somehow. Even with Carrot already kind of having electric powers and the Minks having electric powers, there's a big thought in like the
last time we saw electric powers was Eno. Yeah.
Well, the One Piece like internet community, if you will, a lot of people want Nami to end up with that fruit. So it's just that fruit has to come into play. It's a fruit that we know hasn't been acknowledged by the world government because there's no bounty for Enel, and to say that there's a fruit that hasn't been in circulation for generations, immediately the one that I think of is the fruit that's probably in the generation cycle of the sky that they have no realm of. My opinion.
I appreciate that argument. I do. I'm not totally convinced, but I can't disprove it.
I also think that there might be a possibility that someone has a moon fruit, like the ability to like adjust the moon because of how like the moon was established as like that side story with Enel. Again, it all kind of ties back to Enel. But between the Minks and their power of the moon, that if someone had like the moon fruit and can be like moon phase, Fujitora can call out fucking meteors. You telling me someone can't?
True. Yeah.
With the moon?
That's very true.
So those are my two arguments. Oh shit! No, I have one more argument too.
Here we go.
A powerful fruit that we haven't seen in generations, Lady Toki time travel fruit. The other one that can go in there. I'm gonna stop talking because I can get more stoned and keep coming up with these ideas.
Speaking of which, all right, never mind.
What'd you like to give them, Matt?
Matt, you were a grown ass man.
So
we talked about One Piece. We talked about we haven't talked about My Hero Academia, and we got some catching up to do because
we hit all of One Piece. We hit all of One Piece.
At least all that I think we can handle for now.
All right.
But let's go into My Hero Academia, and we are in the end game, right? Like at the end of last week's chapter, I was like, oh, for sure, we're in the end game. Yeah. This week's chapter was some like, oh, this is something that happened in the past that we're explaining type of situation. But we are in the end game. Once we get back to like real time, it is going to be. I mean, Dobby saw his dad, and then and Todoroki was like, "Yo, you ain't about to do that." Like we are in the end game, y'all.
It's all like so heavy, and I've been waiting for it for a while because like the last chapters before this were just very emotional and very setupy, and I was just like, okay, let's get to it.
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, Matt, are you current with this week's chapter? It looks like you're reading it right now.
I am reading it right now.
Okay, so I won't talk about it because the ending is fucking great. But
I mean, I'm reading them. If I'm in the story, it can't be spoiled.
All right, cool. So at the end of the chapter,
okay, that's just different.
The very final panel.
I didn't finish reading it. I got like halfway through before the show started. So there's that.
All right, so. Fuck, I can't talk about the cool thing that happened because you're currently reading it and you didn't finish it. But
I mean, screw it. I'm just gonna get to the final.
Yeah, so they all jumped in. They all jump in for the fight.
Yeah,
like
the
setup was that it was a trap to catch Todoroki. They kind of explained how all these pieces had to come together for this trap that they set for All for One to do. So it all kind of comes in together. It all comes into play. But at the big reveal at the end is you realize that there's a little bit going on. But the part of me that got me the most hype is that you saw Toshinori, but he's not. I mean, he's still Toshinori, but his eyes change, and he has the All Might face on at the last panel. So that's why I got hyped for it.
He does,
doesn't he? That's the All Might eyes, isn't it? But that's
they look focused, but I don't see like the glow.
It's that look that happens before the glow, in my opinion. Like it's the spark of All Might still there. Like he may not be there, but I don't know. There's something there.
No, there's still a whisper of power.
They got me hyped. That's all. because he ultimately is the one that has to have a showdown with All For One before Deku gets to get his shit in. So there's a lot of
you big jerk.
that's funny. I also like this chapter because you see everyone kind of grow in the Class 1A.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of their like approaches and questions are very cool because it's like they're doing the plan, but then you see, Tokoyami being like, "Yo, but if we do that, this is gonna happen." Then Momorose, what's her fucking Momorose? Is that her name?
Oh,
Yaoyorozu?
that's how they
Yaoyorozu. Like this, all of them have their moments of just like, wait, we know strategy, we understand this, we've learned from our ass getting kicked in this particular previous chapter that we're viewing it now, and it's cool to see the growth. I love that.
All this makes sense now as I'm going through the panels of how it happened in the past because I didn't know where they got the power from.
They intentionally made it like confusing.
Yeah, because like it was. I liked how they brought in 1B as well to like tie that in a bow too, and like the 2 stars from 1B, seeing them in here, like how they are being brought in and factored in as well. Like, oh yeah, this is cool. I mean,
I think this is cool because they set this up like as we go on with as everything, like I said, we're in the end game. As everything goes on, we're gonna have the moment where like, oh shit, I thought you were gone, pops back up. You know what I mean?
There's no such thing as
a
bit
player. Let's be real. We haven't seen Lemillion since the last big fight, and we didn't even get a full explanation on how he got his powers back. We just assumed it was Eri.
Yeah, Eri's gonna have to come back in. What's his name? Punching Deku in the nuts all the time, but got his shoes. He's gonna show up. The kid.
I don't know about that.
Koji? Is it Koji? No.
I don't know.
Red shoes, yes, but I don't know.
Fucking cement toss, fucking fat gum.
They're there.
Well, especially now that we've got Mirio to get his powers back. Who other depowered heroes could potentially come back with their powers?
The retired ones.
Exactly. It was never really explained, right?
Yeah.
So like Gran Torino's gonna probably come in and kick. Wait, did he die? No, he's still around. He died?
No.
No. Maybe it's been too long.
Yeah, it's been too long. But like, just what I'm saying, like, just like other people could possibly come back out of the woodwork. You know what I mean? Best Genus or whatever. He's still alive. He doesn't fake out. But I mean, Hawks, is he back to full power yet? Like, there's just a lot of interesting things.
I haven't seen that. The last I saw was him last chapter, like as they're planning this, or at least the first half of this.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. It's really cool and fun because like anything could happen. I know Spinner's got some interesting stuff going on as far as the villains go. I love that last time that we saw him and they were just like, "Hey, you may not want this, but you're the face of all mutants." Like that. Look, what do they call them? The meta.
The ones who were like, "Yeah, you got a dope power, but your face is jacked."
Yeah. Like obviously we look at you and you can see a mutant heterochrome, something like that. I forget what they called it.
Something like that.
But it was just like,
dude with the goatee? Is he like the security person or the detective?
I think he's the rep of the Liberation Army, right? Like he's like their branch person still.
Okay.
Because it's a lot going like on. As confusing as it is on the hero side, I know that the villain side also have their shit going on too, which is like why this is fun, right?
Yeah, there's gonna be like extra people that we haven't seen on their side. Like there's gonna be like All For One's companions that we haven't even seen that have been like in the background or in prison this whole time.
Yeah, and as we're kind of established, especially in the last chapter, about how once Japan falls, the other countries and all the other heroes and the other quirks and the other users, they're really trying to keep it from falling within Japan because everything else will go nuts. And you kind of remember that they just killed America's like number one hero.
Number one.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all know anything about America, brother, but you take out one, you put one of ours in the hospital, and we're sending one of yours to the morgue. You know what I'm saying? That's that old Arn Anderson for you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just wondering what happened there. That was just a lot that came in hot.
But that's true though.
I know. It's just
like an American hero came in out of nowhere and then immediately died. And you telling me we gonna let that slide?
You just brought out Texas real quick and it scared me. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, yeah, I am from Texas.
Just gonna say that.
So yeah.
Yeah, I apologize. I am hyper aware at the moment. Just in life in general, not sure what's going on. A little attenuated at work. It's probably breathing over. That's all. I'm just calling things out as I see them. Yep. Sorry. I apologize. You could probably hit me again because I'm just talking.
All right. Well, this is probably about time to wrap up if Matt's getting philosophical. Does anyone got any plugs? Anyone got any plugs or recommendations?
Well, I will say this. Recently, one of our new fans of the Twitch, because I have been trying to keep the Twitch active. One of our new fans, Phoebe, on Twitch.
What up, Phoebe?
Yeah, hopefully, I don't know if she's watching right now, but if she is, cool. If not, no worries about it.
So quick.
Recommended watching Star Wars Rebels, and I've really gotten into that. I've just finished season 1. It has a lot of great Star Wars lore into it. It's on Disney Plus. That 15 years after Order 66 and the fall of the Republic, so it's like the rebellion getting its like beginnings. And yeah, it's really interesting. You get to see you get to see Vader, Ahsoka, even Lando makes an appearance. Like it has all the Star Wars things you want.
Nice. I'm beginning a read through, listen through, watch through of the whole ethos.
Oh shit, Phoebe is here.
What's up? That's dope.
They are watching, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for watching.
They are watching.
Yeah, I'm beginning, I'm just going all the way to the back and looking at finding voices, audio recordings, never mind, of like the books, because there's like a media wiki of all the stuff. And some of them, if you can find it, if it's available in the library, there's an app called Overdrive that allows you to just get it. And I'm going to do that and walk around my neighborhood to get some exercise.
Nice.
Yeah. So I will eventually get to that, but I'm doing it in order. So I have to go back to like the before times when they were like, I don't even know what they were called. They weren't Jedi though. But I will figure it out.
I actually started reading a graphic novel series called Origins of the Force, where you get to see the origins of the Jedi. And I only got to the first volume of it, and it's been so hard to find the other chapters.
I will probably read that
as well.
Yeah. If your media didn't start off as a book, I'm not going to read any books about your media.
Okay, that's fair. I'll let you keep your stance on that.
Yeah, great.
I like the universes.
Yo, so we actually been gone for so long that I feel like there's been like a month of recommendations that are just like gone. The whole series of Peacemaker I wanted to recommend.
I haven't done that. I'm watching.
Didn't have a singular chance to watch it.
To
tell anyone about it. The entire Book of Boba run, not as recommended, but the whole thing happened without me being able to say anything.
Okay, about Book of Boba.
It's not going anywhere.
I enjoyed it all, even though like 3 of those episodes were like clearly episodes of The Mandalorian.
No, it's the 3 chapters of Boba. It ain't no Book of Boba. It's 3 chapters of Boba.
We could have gotten more backstory, but like I still enjoyed it.
See, this is the thing. Like people liked it because it's like part of the expanded universe, but you have to expand the universe, right? You can't keep pulling in the same people. You can't keep pulling in Luke Skywalker every time. You can't expand the universe if we keep fundamentally coming back to this.
It depends though in the timeline that you're adding it, because if these are the grand pillars of the whole, like if it's Palpatine, Darth Vader, Luke. If those are the 3 things that are supposed to be big bads, they should appear or be talked about if these are between like where they exist. So like I believe Boba Fett falls between like Return of the Jedi and New Hope, maybe. But if it falls between,
that's not possible.
You
I don't know where it is in the timeline.
What are you doing?
Between New Jedi and Force Awakens.
It's between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens.
You were describing Empire Strikes Back in that. Yeah.
Right. No, it should be the last of the second third and the beginning of the first third. The last third. Yeah. So if they exist,
to fly down a Sarlacc.
Yeah, we saw that in Dune.
Dune. Who watched Dune? I didn't watch Dune.
I didn't watch Dune either. But
we saw that in Tremors.
What? What?
Okay, I respect the Tremors reference. I will respect the Tremors reference.
Yeah, and I will say that I did appreciate them giving Tuskens actual culture and not just violent sand people.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad they retconned that.
But I will say that like it didn't seem like it was its own show. It was very clearly a backdoor pilot for the next series of The Mandalorian. It very clearly is setting up Ahsoka's show. It didn't feel like its own thing. It very clearly was like it was a DLC pack for The Mandalorian. That's what it felt like.
Oh, and not more like a Rogue One. Got it.
I still enjoyed it.
No, I enjoyed it too. I want to see the cyber. I mean, you put Thundercat in the Star Wars universe alone. I was just like, is that Thundercat?
Oh, okay, the person. Got it. I thought you meant like Lionel.
No, but like again, the whole thing about the Book of Boba, it just made me want more of everyone except for Boba. Like I was watching most of the show, waiting for Fennec Shand to kick some ass, and she only barely got to kick some ass. She got that really cool moment in the last episode where she like, there's like that thing where they're walking off, and she's like, "All right, well, I'm gonna go do my own thing," and then like the big finale happens, and then it just comes in and she just murks everyone. It was great. Don't get me wrong. I love the payoff of her just being like, "Well, I'm gonna go take care of my thing my way," and they're like, "All right." And then like everything goes to hell, and she's just like murk. But it was just a lot of like, I want to see more of that. I want to see more of. I mean, you put Grogu in anything, and then we want to see Grogu, right?
Yeah.
And even Mando, like you put Mando versus Boba. I want to see what Mando's going on. Just something about the Boba Fett show. It didn't feel like anything except for like, when are we going to see the other people we care about? They started off so strong about the lore of like the mayor. We had Dave Pasquazi of Chicago improv fame in the show. It did end with that like relationship between, when I saw Amy Sedaris and Dave Pasquazi coming, I was like, oh, that's going to be great. But, honestly.
Well, Amy Sedaris was great. Like,
well, for sure. I mean, look, I just get us.
These all just sound interesting, and I can't wait to read them.
But it's just, for me, it's just like, let's get out of all of this. Like, let's just. We're gonna go Star Wars. Like, give me a slice of life Star Wars like anime at this point. Just give me like,
you want
like, oh man,
that already exists.
I use the Force to be the best baker. Like, give me.
Okay, that does not exist.
That's never gonna happen.
And that's that.
It's a Disney property. You're damn right it's gonna happen.
No,
I've been to Disneyland, and there's literally like a thing where like they have a little like alien that shows you how to make cocktails. Like, it is a step away from it. It exists. Go to Disneyland.
We're not going to use the Force to make.
They're not using the Force to make cocktails.
Yeah, you are. You're gonna use the Force to make that fuck. How's it going?
Hey, we're not.
No,
we're not.
You can make that yeast rise faster using the Force. All right, Force lift.
Because
get out of here. Get out of here. I'm done.
I can't get there fast enough. I'm sorry.
I hate that due to Rogue One and how everything has midichlorians now. What he just said makes sense. I am upset because he made a point that was ridiculous and factual at the same time.
That is the entire premise of Star Wars.
No.
I thought, no, it's a theology series.
That's also true. It's theology and gang warfare at the same time.
Yeah.
Think about it.
I broke.
Listen, I get that this is like a big deal because it's like been a series of media that's been around since before I was born, since Matt was a child. So I understand that this is really important, but ultimately, at the end of the day, this isn't a philosophical study. This is a story about space wizards and space pirates.
You are correct.
Yes, but there's also a theology.
Star Trek is the theology show. I don't know what to say.
Star Trek is space drama, space opera. No, not space opera. Then we're talking about Battlestar Galactica, and that's a whole different thing.
Yeah,
oh my God!
That's not even getting into the Stargate series of space bullshit. So
that's just Quantum Leap in space.
Why are you
wait? Turn around, Dr. Claw.
You know what? Stargate is not Quantum Leap in space.
Stargate is.
Don't do that. As a person who's seen every episode of every iteration of that series.
The Quantum Leap, it's amazing. No. Yes.
Yo, but like 50% of Quantum Leaps did hit.
They did. I lived
that last leap was never the leap
every month of like when he jumped back to the 60s and it was some slice of life of like this is just racism in the 60s.
Yeah. That's how
Let's go back. Didn't fix it. Okay.
This is why time travel doesn't work for people.
Next season. We'll try it again next season.
Oh shit. All right. So I have to do my recommendations and shit. So I'm gonna start off by doing this. I'm gonna do a good old-fashioned show plug. On March 2nd, that is the first Wednesday of the month, first Wednesday of every month, 8 p.m. West Side Comedy Theater. I'll be doing West Side Comedy Story. That's the name of the show that I'm in. It's an improvised musical in the style of West Side Story. Warring star-crossed lovers. You will help give us what our
warring star-crossed lovers,
what our factions are. Yeah. And then we kind of go from there. There's me. I'm arguably the lowest person on the totem pole. Everyone else on the cast is aside from me. Actually, there's one other person that might be lower than me at this point. But everyone else has got like TV credits. We got somebody from like Who's Line, who's regular on there, is on our show.
Wow.
We have some pretty stacked talent out here.
You're like a step away from Wayne Brady.
Honestly, like that dude might be my bridge to Wayne Brady, but like I'm not trying to push that too hard right here.
No.
But yeah, Wayne Brady is opening up like an improv based training center out here for media. Yeah, I'm
online.
I'm trying to be a teacher in person. So
I tried to take a class many times.
Yeah, we'll figure this all out. But I might also have a hip hop workshop coming up in a couple months too. So a lot of interesting things coming up in person. A chance to see me perform. That is my show plugs. And then I got a lot of recommendations. I got, like I said earlier, like Peacemaker. You know what I mean? Got a lot of shit. Definitely gotta say watch Peacemaker. Recommend it to you. I'm a big John Cena fan, lifelong John Cena fan.
It's John Cena's best role.
By the time you get towards the end as you get into like the series, there is some moments where John Cena is acting his ass off, for lack of a better phrase. I never thought that John Cena's like making himself cry in tears, like the actor's challenge actor, and like he's doing the thing. And it's great.
That is hard to do.
It's a great mix of real serious, gory, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? That's a very heavy theme we're tackling. To what the fuck, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Or heard. Just like there is like a racist white supremacist character who definitely gets what he deserves in the end, but like
satisfying.
It's satisfying, but there is like a little bit of that like content warning of like, essentially leader of an allegory for the Klan.
I lived through it.
I get it. Yeah, he survived. Matt
Did
marched so we could live. So
I didn't march. I just meant like in racism.
No, let's not do this.
No, I know. I'm just making fun of you for being old. All right. So for the recommendations, free game of the month right now. One of the free games on PlayStation is UFC 4. I've been playing the fuck out of that.
Oh, I should go grab that.
Download it, play it. Come get choked out by me. That'll be great.
Like real life.
Yeah, like real life. But right now, man, it is like an African. There's like an African Renaissance in the UFC.
Oh yes,
between Israel Adesanya, Francis Ngannou, and I forget who I'm forgetting right now. The middleweight, light heavyweight guy. But they're it's like they're crushing it right now. But it's a lot of fun. I've really been enjoying it. Can't wait to see what the next games are going to be next month. But I would like to give y'all a suggestion. If y'all are Spotify folks, there's a playlist called Man Dem Kings. It is like it's a snapshot of all of like the hot music of Black culture in Britain right now. And I'm really just
a lot of grime.
Okay.
It's kind of like British music is kind of like it's post grime at this point, so it's kind of like it feels like it's post grime is kind of a thing, but there's definitely a lot of like, as a reggae guy, a lot of stuff there. As someone who does like grime and just British rap as a whole, there's some really good stuff there. There's some good like soul stuff.
Okay. Have you heard I Never Been With a Baddie? Come for the tatty. Have you heard that single?
No, I don't listen.
I ain't never been with a baddie. She called me, so I added to the tally. Like, that's a line.
Is that Jeffrey from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Is that the Fresh Prince reboot? Are you doing new Jeffrey's mixtape?
No. It's a song that I think is a single currently out in the UK. And I was just asking if you heard it on Man Dem Kings.
Is it Buff Baddies?
Ooh, it might be, because it sounds like when you say tally, it sounds like Buff Baddies. And I ain't never been with a baddie. But she's calm, so I add it to the tally.
All right, I'm gonna stop this.
The best part is Wes has been coming this whole time and he has been muted, and I don't know why. So we didn't.
I don't think he's been muted. Oh, he has been muted. Fuck. Why'd you mute yourself?
I had no idea. Oh, so I was saying we need to get Matt off of TikTok. That's where he's learning all these songs. Like that's where he's getting this from, and it just made me laugh. And Maria is agreeing with me. It's a huge TikTok song. I had no idea it was muted this whole time. It was because
but that artist is like blowing up all of that. They do performances and everything. So I'm just wondering, like, if it was on there, because it's a dope dance too. Anyway, I'm going to listen to Man Dem Kings later.
Yeah. But this isn't a track off of Man Dem Kings, but this is just a video that I saw recently. You know me, I love some reggae. These are like they kind of call these the four princesses of reggae right now. I'm gonna play this video. It's like a 12-minute video. It's
sounds like Yonkers, but I like it.
It's probably gonna be what we played out to instead of our usual outro. So I'm just gonna let y'all know now that we've been the Melanated Anime Club. We thank you all so much for being here. We're not sure what we're gonna look like moving forward. I'm gonna be honest with you. I probably won't be here every week again. I know I like doing this, but maybe we can talk about this later about kind of like just adjusting how often we do this, because it felt like summer hours. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Summer hours. Just it feels good to maybe have a Sunday to go do something in the morning or not wake up per se.
For you, yes, I get that.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and share this with y'all. We've been great. We'll catch y'all. Thank you for joining us, Phoebe. Hope you dig our bullshit and hope you dig this music.
One extra.
BBC Radio 1 Extra, Shawnee B, Jamaica 2020. Indignation. Give me a baseline. As we do it in a rubber dub style. Pon the hills. Rock and groove rhythm. With Savannah. Jazzy Lees. Leela Ike. Naomi Cowan. Make we juggle. Make we juggle.
Make we juggle.
So for this one, they like took this rhythm and each of them did a separate single off of this rhythm. So they put them all together and then also threw some like classic.
Now I remember all the times you wrote me. I wish I could return to sender. Your tight tosses and turn me, there ain't no splendor. Yeah, still I'm riding this wave with you. All my girlfriends, they disapprove, but you are. You're my peace of mind, mine. so nice, so nice. We never catch a vibe that felt so right. And when him not around, I close my eyes and fantasize. First the Lord, him sweet, so sweet, so sweet, so sweet. Anytime him pass me skin, me teeth. Him had the melody and him had the beat. So we tweet.
Don't now mess up my mood. No. We just a walk and a move. Come make we rock and groove. BBC One Extra, we a tell them say, none now mess up my mood. We just a walk and go through. Come make we rock and groove. Them say, oh, we so show off, oh, we so hype. Do we have little happiness in our life? No, you used to suffer in a day whole night. Oh, some of my suffer for the rest of my life. Show up, make sure you grow up. Live a good life, that's your fair keep up. I'm good, so me ease, I'm a lay back. I see the trouble, me I leave that. In my shoes and my tank top, yeah. In my jeans, I cut off from my foot. In my shoes with some bright color socks. Time out, but me now go with no flip flops. Cause I'm not mess up my mood. We just a walk and a move. Go make we rock and groove. Hey, what we are tell them say come on again. None now mess up mood. We just a walk and go through. Come make we rock and groove. Say but tell them BBC be hall and pull it. Just like up in a movie. A big bad exclusive. We make evil like usual. Hall and pull it. Just like up in a movie, a big bad exclusive. We make evil like use. Don't be used. Use. Don't be used. Alright, first verse. Ever think about the way we walking? Yes, we walk through all destruction. We ignore the signs. Things we say and do, they are appalling. But we get so amused every time. Now I'm not trying to preach to you, but it's a fact we ignore the truth. Getting dragged around where our roots. Do you see? Do you see how we're falling? See how we're stalling. Don't you feel? See how we're falling. See how we're stalling. One more time, step behind and pull it. Just like up in a movie, a big bad exclusive. We make evil like you. Haul and pull it. Just like up in a BBC, a big bad exclusive. We make evil like you. Don't be used. You like my mind. So when you play for me, I hear a song. For me, I hear a song. Every word you say feels like a poem. BBC One Extra, I wanna take you with me everywhere. Listen to you every day. Oh gosh, my sweet inspiration. Yes. Now when I feel like I can't do what I'm supposed to, and I can't even pick myself up out of bed. What? You come around with so much energy, fill us with such melodies. Oh gosh, my sweet inspiration. BBC, when you feature us, we feel a vibe. Every time when you drop, we feel a style. Oh gosh, I wanna take you with me everywhere. Listen to you every day. Oh gosh, my sweet inspiration. One more time. When you sing for me, I hear a vibe. Sing for me, I hear a vibe. Every word you say feels like a voice. Oh gosh, I wanna take you with me everywhere. Listen to you everywhere. A double trouble is waiting. It's wrapped up in my bed. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. Can't take the knocking in my head. Double trouble is waiting. It's wrapped up in my bed. I'm so tired. I wanna go home. Rock that groove. Hold on. Ariel, hey, BBC, check one. Yeah. Yes, this session hot like fire, spreading all over the world. What the hell did them do? Come on, man. What? Yes, this session hot like fire, spreading all over the world. What then this brown say? Have you ever been in love before? Yes. Big up Dennis Brown. Before.
Auntie Marcia. Auntie Marcia, this is for you. When you're in love,
It's a lovely life. When someone asks you
to be his wife, it is so good for you to settle down, and it doesn't pay for you to run the town. Yeah. Wait. All right then. I'm a DJ. Come true. Find the love I grow.
And then they want to see your mother down.
Warrior to the mother gun. Tell them say the warriors
Now go run.
they are find the love I grow.
Enough for them want to see your mother down.
I warrior to the mother gun.
But tell them say the warriors. Baby say, I feel good. I want the daddies
Dancing to a
berries.
feel good.
I feel good, my baby. Feel good. Yes. When you perfume it to me, it's a love. That's all I can talk about.
Feel good.
All right, y'all. This is gonna go on for a while, so I want to thank y'all again. We're about to close out. Just feel good and vibe out.